guys, it's Friday. Life's kind of being a little weird recently, and so I'm taking Fridays back. We're not gonna go to football Fridays. That may pick up some other time. I'm not sure. But for right now, it's just gonna be not one take, not tub talk, nothing, just kind of a pre-planned, pre-recorded, just sort of like this, just talking. Right now I'm blocking random partially cloudy sun screams, as we'll call them, coming through that window. That's why most of it's over here, and you get to see my wonderful OSU thing and the time. I usually, if the clock's gonna be on the camera, I try to take it down. Hint, hint. If you're gonna do a lot of cuts, take a clock out of the picture. Because if you spend a lot of time like thinking about your next topic, like minutes can go by and that hand's gonna jump. If you're good like me, you can only spend a couple seconds, and you probably, if you zoom in, if you make it really big on your screen, you might be able to see the second hand on that. But I'm getting off topic. The title of this video, just in case you guys are wondering, that thing moved because my water got done in the kettle. So I had to fill my soup. So yeah, the title of this video is 110 days, because I previously recorded and then like a massive sunbeam came through and just threw everything off and blah, blah, blah. And then the thing just, so I already know it's 110 days. I did the calculations. I landed on August 5th and it is currently November 23rd. What has living in the Netherlands done to me, and what have I done that has been beyond whatever I thought? Well, one, I went to go actually watch a GFL2 game. That was about a month after I got here. So that was on like the first week of September. And then there was, after that, I signed up, or I toured I toured 4 teams for football in the Netherlands, kind of locally. There's other teams, it's not just 4. But, I'm on mass transit, not a car, so driving an hour to Rotterdam probably wasn't gonna be, I don't have a car, so it would take longer to get to Rotterdam on train, maybe, depending on where we lived. Anyways, I went to the Leiden Lightning. That was the very first one. That was kind of the intention when I was flying over here. So that was all happy and stuff. And then like Willie in his wonderful wisdom said, dude, you don't really owe anybody anything. You should really check out other teams, especially ones that are closer. Cause it took me like an hour and a half just to kind of get out there on the train. And if the practices went super late, it might've been cumbersome to get back. Specifically since not many people were coming from Amsterdam. And 2 people in the comments of the videos asked about the Hilversum Hurricanes. Thomas was one of them. He actually got the touchdown against the Bucharest Rebels, if you guys watched the weekend video. And then I think Jimmy hit me up, which you've seen Jimmy a couple times. He was in the grocery store and he's like, I don't know any French. And then on a practice, or on Sunday, he said, oh, it's very Dutch, and he's kind of Asian. Polynesian? Indonesian? Somewhere in that area. He got a hold of me on Instagram, I think. Anyways, and so I scheduled a practice or a tryout or something with the Hilversum Hurricanes. And then I was like, well, there's 2 teams in Amsterdam, the Panthers and the Crusaders, and so I did that. I went to a meeting with the Crusaders, but that was like an hour and a smidge of a Dutch PowerPoint presentation. Yeah, I wasn't here, but much, like, I wasn't, that was, that was interesting to say the least. But yeah, they invited me to their very first practice, and that would be far more in English. But I technically had, because it was supposed to be that Friday, because that was a Wednesday. So yeah, anyways, but that Friday was their practice, but I was gonna be at the Panthers. And that wound up being a conditioning practice. And I thought I was gonna barf. As many of you guys say, I'm old. So my conditioning sucks. And I'm working on it, and I'll probably work on it more later. Emptying the water out of my soup, I'm sorry. What else have I done? Oh, gone with the Hilversum Hurricanes. Since I signed up with them, I got to play as an international football player. That is, to me, that was a regular check mark. To you guys, that was backwards. I'm sorry. Check. Like many years ago, and I saw, when I started playing football, I thought, it would be really great if I could go over to Europe and play a game international. Like, I thought it was going to be great just playing in a whole different country that didn't basically grow up around the sport of football, and in a whole different system where they treat sports a little different. Just because everyone is there's no school sports, there's no college sports, there's no educational institution sports. There's professional sports, and then there's like amateur sports, and that's it. That's why I say it's a little different. I mean, they still, play by the same rules and all that jazz. Sorry, my calves are getting strained. We don't have anything that next level down, and I can't raise the camera up high enough, so I've been like on my toes the entire time. So yeah, I went on a team bus, nice bus, better bus than I've been on with a team bus before, and we went through Belgium to France and played a French team and a Romanian team. And this was like not a preseason game. This was an actual like tallied cup. Like we would have gotten a trophy. That's that. This is, so it was absolutely official at that point. Anyways, Aaron has signed his contract. We're here until at least April and probably more. Other things that have happened in the last 110 days. Well, I don't want to say my conversational Dutch has picked up a lot, because I still can't hear what a lot of the guys are saying, but it feels like every day when I go through my, it's every day, there's one more word of clarification in their stuff. And eventually it's going to be to the point where I get what they're saying, even though the grammar's out of order for what I'm used to. But like, as I said in yesterday's video, I can understand what the train says. De eerstvolgende metro is lijn 51 richting Centraal Station en vertrekt over 2 minuten. And I suck at pronouncing it because I slide into a lot of my letters and don't come down very hard on my D's and my T's. So it kind of, and throughout the vlogs, I've kind of described a lot of that. And you guys might notice more as I speak more English. I'm not taco, it's taco. I'll get a little bit more explosive with my T's, and it's protein, not protein. I might even get a little bit of a trilled R, not a full prrr, like, we have with Spanish, but at least more of a little, it's not cruisely, it's cruisely. You get a little pitter patter in there. And then G is just gonna screw me up. Because like most Americans know, Guten Morgen. Well, that's actually how you pronounce it, kind of. I mean, it's way closer than, Guten Morgen. That's how you say it in German. Here, they have, and I realized it this morning, the G is not G, it's G. And you don't even like pull it in the back of your throat. You don't have like a G. You pull it back further. So they have Goedemorgen. Goedemorgen. And it's like, you gotta pull that G, that gets so far back, you're almost horking something up. So it's not Gute, it's Goede, and it's not Morgen, it's Morgen. And I'm getting better at it. Like, I think I pronounced gehakt pretty well for the butcher the other day, and she was like, that's really close. And I'm like, I know, I'm working on it. But I have come across the idea of a different culture. Like, I sit on the train, and I've talked about this one with Aaron. I was just sitting there, and we were looking at people, and he was just like, you look at them, and their actions are doing exactly what Americans do, what you're used to. People sit on the train, they stare at their phone, they stare at their newspaper, whatever. But then you realize they're not thinking in English. They're doing the exact same things, but they think in Dutch. They think in a much more Germanic language than English is, with the screwy grammar and stuff. And so, yeah. What else have I learned in 110 days? Well, I've read up on boulders. and dikes. And I thoroughly understand God made the world, the Dutch made the Netherlands. And it's become to the idea the Dutch make what they want. Not the fact that they produce a lot of things. They do. They do produce a lot of things. But the world, it's sort of like they've internalized that the world is not perfect. Where they live, the land of the Netherlands, is not perfect. So they become inventive. They become, they engineer new ways of doing things. They've done it for thousands of years. You work with nature to get the result you want. And they do that roughly in life and with their conversations. They're not like rude. They just don't see the idea of like bureaucratic conversational nonsense. They ask, how are you? Well, I tend to give a bit more honest answer. And I'm not sure if that's a good thing. But I can definitely tell that when they give criticism, it's not like angry, bad criticism. They're telling you because they want you to be better. And that's exactly what Willie does. He may get angry at me at times. He may scream at me. He may stop and have to walk over to the corner of the field and just be like, I need to chill for a second. And I've seen him do it a couple times. A couple. I'm not bad, but there's been a couple times where it's like I've been in my head about something and I'm not getting out of my head and we need to kind of take a break for a second. But that's why I think like Willie would be good over here, because he gives criticism to make someone better, not to criticize them. When it comes down to being accepted, now the people in the States on my football teams have said, oh yeah, well, we accept you. But that's the American acceptance. They're like, it's an aversion, but try not to bring up anything about it around me or talk about it in any way, because then it's infringing on my ears. Whereas just over here, and I want to say that I'm not saying that Americans are not decent people, but the generalized Dutch are decent people. They almost embody live and let live. If you're in my way, then okay, yeah, me. But if not, meh. And I get that from some, and from Germans that I know of. They're like, it doesn't really bother me. You're not hurting me. You're not hurting anyone else. Just do what you do. That's the thing. And that seems to be something, and I don't miss it from America, but I'm definitely noticing it missing. But anyways, I got to get around to my business. 110 days. I mean, I've gotten used to euros and the coins and the fact that things cost slightly different. I've become addicted to sparkling Lipton iced tea. I don't know why the States doesn't have it. Probably because it's too much like soda. But then again, I'm basically drinking Lipton Zero. It is literally called Zero. It's Coke Zero, but Lipton tea with like a bunch of sucrose in it. I will catch you guys over the weekend. Got to practice tomorrow and then nothing on Sunday. Not sure what's going on. Aaron and I will probably have a wow day or something, see what's going on. But we have like a celebration party thing after practice. So there might be some things on the vlog about that, especially if anybody gives speech, or something like that, because they won the Tulip Bowl last year. They're the reigning champions. And they're having a thing today where they're celebrated by the mayor. And since I wasn't a part of the team last year, it shouldn't probably be in the newspaper and all that jazz. But like, at the clubhouse meeting, it's just sort of like, invite all your friends and blah, blah, blah. And there's going to be like free pasta and stuff. So yeah, that'll be that. Getting back into the swing of doing Fridays. These are long videos because I talk and my thoughts don't come out very linear and composed, but they all come out eventually. So yeah. Bye.